Hiya, welcome to this vlog. Probably what this one's all about. Parkrun tourism by Narrowboat. What's all that about? So, just going to explain first what each of the two things are. So, those of you who usually watch these videos, please bear with me for a little bit. So, I'm going to explain to those that just parkrun how we get around. So, me and my wife, okay, we live on a 57-foot narrowboat, which is this one just here behind us. So this is Maggie May, and she's 57 foot long, and we live aboard and we travel around the country. So as a condition of our licence with the Canal River Trust, we have to move every 14 days, which is not a problem for us because we want to cover all the network. And the Inland Waterways network in the UK is over 2,000 miles long. So yeah, there's a lot of miles to cover. So that's us on a narrowboat. For those that usually watch it, wonder what the hell Parkrun is, let me explain that. So Parkrun is a free weekly timed run, walk, jog, and you can volunteer as well. And it takes place worldwide, but in the UK there's about 777 venues now. So how you take part for free is you just initially you register online and you receive a barcode. You either print that barcode off or you take it with you on your phone or your watch along to a venue. Pick a venue near you, and then you go along 9 o'clock on a Saturday and you take part, you walk, run, and then when you get to the end you'll be handed a second barcode, your finishing token, and you take that to one of the barcode scanners and they will scan your barcode and scan your finishing token and take it off for you. So usually on the same day you'll get an email, possibly a text, and that will tell you what your result is, and you can go online, and then you can when you go online you can see all the results, and you can collect milestones in Parkrun. So one of those you can collect is volunteering. So one of those milestones is 25 events volunteering, and for juniors it's 10, and then for adults it's 50, which gets you a red t-shirt, 100 is a black t-shirt, 250 is a green t-shirt, and I think 500 is a blue t-shirt. These used to be free at one time, but there's just so many people take part now. In the UK there's 370,000 people a week that take part. There's so many who take part now that the sponsors can no longer afford to supply these milestone t-shirts for free, so you now have to pay for them, but it's still worth having, and it's quite nice to have as well. It's something to be proud of, to make that achievement. That's narrowboating and parkrunning. And how are they connected? Well, for me, they're connected because I've been doing parkruns for about 8 years. And when I was working and living at home, most of my parkruns were done locally. Occasionally I'd do one further afield when we were away on holiday somewhere, but usually it was around near home. My home run was at Guildford in Surrey, because we lived in Godalming. But since moving on to a narrowboat 3.5 years ago, my home is constantly moving. So what we tend to do is to get to a destination, and I'll be looking online trying to find a parkrun nearby, and we've got a car as well, so it can be a little bit further afield. So I usually try to be within 20 miles where the boat is, and I'll pick a parkrun and go and do that. So I'll become that is parkrun tourism. So but parkrun tourism is basically collecting as many of these events as you can, and there's some people done well over 500 venues, which is incredible. There's an awful lot of travelling. But for me, the reason for doing this vlog here today is that I've just finished my 100th parkrun. Did that at Roundhay Park in Leeds on Saturday. And so yeah, so I've just thought I'd do a little vlog relating to the boat, which I usually do every week, and also parkrun tourism. So you can see from this map where we've actually travelled on the narrowboat since we started off 3.5 years ago. We came out of London, went down to Bristol on the Kennet and Avon, and up through the spine of the country, and we've done all the northeast this year. So on this second map, you can see that in red there is the distance we travelled during the pandemic. So we were able to travel at these times. It wasn't actually in the lockdown, but there was no park run for about 14 months. So this area in red there is when we travelled when there were no park runs. So you can see from where we've travelled, and then you look at this next map. So all the shading areas in green are the park runs that I've done, and on this next map is overlaid where we travelled on the boat. So you can see where the connection is there with the narrowboat and the park runs, because there's yeah, you can see that the areas where I've actually been with the boat and I've done the park runs.
So it's Saturday morning, just leaving the boat to go and do a park run. This is Lemon Royd Lock, just south of Leeds, about 7 miles from Leeds city centre. So if you're a park runner, I don't know if you can guess where I'm going. Bearing in mind I've already done the nearest park run to this location where we are, and being a tourist, I like to do different ones every week if I can. So yeah, the nearest one to Lemon Royd is Rothwell. Did that one last week. So any ideas where I'm going? So that's it. Temple Newton park run. In the grounds this beautiful house on a very misty New Year's Eve. So it's Saturday morning again, and just leaving the boat to go to a park run. So at the moment we're opposite Thwaites Mill, which is just over there. So this is in Leeds, or just south of Leeds. So today's a bit of a special one for me, because it's a milestone. I'm going to do my 100th different park run today. So I'm going to go in the car up to Roundhay Park. This is Roundhay Park. I've got some really cool space, but this looks a bit hilly, and looks like the start's over there by that bandstand. Oh, that was hard work. It's quite hilly. 3 laps, but I made it.
So for some of you, this is the first time you've seen this vlog, and you are park runners and park run tourists, thanks very much for watching. But another reason why I've done this is that I'm hoping that if I get more viewers and more subscribers through this vlog, then what I'm going to do with all the revenue I get from this video, I'm going to donate to Parkrun, because you know, it's a very worthy cause. It's free. It's run by volunteers. There's thousands of volunteers that turn up every week to make these events happen. Come rain or shine, they're out there cheering runners on, marshalling, doing car park duties, barcode scanning. There's all sorts of, and setting the course up, there's all sorts of responsibilities. If you are new, it'd be great if you could subscribe, and the more subscriptions I get, the more viewers I get, the more revenue. Yeah, so if you can subscribe, that'd be great. And so coming up in the future, we're going over the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, which takes us over the Pennines. So I'll be trying to pick off all the ones around Leeds first before we go. Then we'll be going over towards Skipton, and yeah, I'll be sort of trying to do all the park runs on the way as we go over towards Liverpool. So it'd be great if you could follow us on the journey. Yeah, it'd be great to have you along, and I'd really welcome your comments as well, whether it be park runners, narrowboaters. Be great to hear what you've got to say and hear your stories as well about how you get to park runs, what milestones you've achieved, and what your ambitions are for parkrun. Okay, so thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you again. Thanks very much. Bye.